In this video, we're going to be looking at another scene type that we can do with our fish, just as a suggestion. So I played around with modeling a little bit. I took a cylinder, beveled the edges. While it was still facing upright, I added another cylinder to the top. I extruded the outside of it a little bit, and before I deleted the top face, I used the Boolean modifiers to join to basically make them one object using the union option. And then I took away that face, used the thickness modifier, which I still have, or the solidify. And remember, going negative puts it out, going the other way. And so I played around with that a little bit, got the effect that I want. Right now I have a glass modifier for this, just set as default. I didn't go into details on the changing colors or things like that I want. Don't worry about the transparent. The transparent, I can alternate between those or some stage in between, but right now I have it all the way on glass. You don't have to do the splitting like I did there. But again, my purpose right now is lighting, not so much the shading and stuff. By this time, usually I'd be all done with your model, but I thought I'd go over just a couple details really quick. So for instance, here I use the landscape or ant landscape for putting in a shape there. I extruded it down so that I had a three-dimensional solid for it, and then I used a Boolean modifier on that using this shape here to cut it away. And I'll show you what I mean by that with this one. So here I took a plane and I went and I added a ocean modifier to it, adjusting the settings to get the water pattern on top the way that I wanted. Now I want to be able to cut that away. A couple things that I want to keep in mind here is that the material that I use for this, I haven't set yet, so this is going to block light a little bit, so I might change it to a transparent and adjust it down a little bit so I get roughly the effect that I want. The other thing is that I'm going to be faking like a solid inside here, not actually making it solid inside. So I'm just going to cut away the shape of my fishbowl. So I'm going to go ahead and add a Boolean modifier to my wave pattern here. So I'm going to go down to Boolean under Generate, and then I'm going to select the fishbowl, which is cylinder. I could rename those to get a little bit better. Right now you'll see where they intersect is just that line as we go around. I'm going to change it to difference so it cuts away just that part. Okay, I'm going to click Apply. I'm going to tab into that plane, and then somewhere out in this section, if I hit L and then X or delete, either one, I'm going to say vertices. Now I just have the part that's left inside. I can tab into that, and there I have my water up above. I'm going to add a modifier, not modifier, but I'm going to add a material to this. And for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and use, let's go ahead and use a glass, and there I got a little reflective top there for the water. That will do some interesting things there. I'm going to set the the index of refraction IOR to 1.3. Okay, which is roughly what the index of refraction for water is. Let's see my fish through there a little bit. And again, just want to focus on lighting. So I have that in, and I'm going to, do have a point light in here that I just put in so I could see my fish in the rendering. And I may or may not want something like that in there for right now. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And so this is my scene without any lights added to it. I'm going to use Shift A, and I'm going to first of all add a, go down to where it says lamp. I'm going to add a, I could actually do several things. Like if I wanted a lamp in the background, maybe something by the table shining on the fishbowl, I could add a spot And if you add a spot, I'm going to drag this up a little bit, like so, you can adjust the directions, the intensity. This cone shows you roughly where that light is going to be. In my light settings here, I have light set at a pretty strong strength. Even though I'm not seeing anything there, we should be able to adjust some of these settings, and maybe it doesn't like this type of light. So I can adjust that. I can adjust the amount of blend there. But right now, I think it's not actually giving us any light in here. And I'm not sure why it's not giving us any light. It seems like if I increase the strength anymore, that's going to do some odd things. I can actually see all my settings in the way I would. Maybe that just works with the Blender internal right now. I'll have to look that one up. So since I'm not seeing anything there, I'm going to go ahead and switch this to a sun lamp. And there we definitely get some light happening, and 230 is a little bit overkill for a sun lamp, so let's go ahead and move it down to 5 for the moment, see what effect that we get. And now, because I'm using a glass and refractive surface, I'm getting lots of fireflies in this just because it's using what we call caustics and the way that it hits the light and generates. And so it's doing its best to kind of figure out there's some ways to limit that. We'll maybe cover that when we talk about the shader parts, and also when we get to actually rendering, because there's some settings that we can use there as well. And so anyway, I have this set up. I might want to, for my material here, I might want to actually add a reflective surface as well to get a little bit of reflection on it. Again, depends on what you want to do for your surface setup and things like that. I am thinking that I want to change the way that this surface works, of course, but again, right now, we're mainly focusing on how the lighting works in the scene. And as I zoom out, you'll notice that I get what's called clipping, where it kind of cuts into the object because I made everything kind of large. So if I do in for the navigation pane here and scroll down to where we get clipping, I got to change this from 1,000 to 10,000. And that might not solve my clipping there. Nope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my properties editor. I'm going to go into the I'm not sure if it's under render or if it's under world settings or property settings there. But I do want to adjust how much it does the clipping on my camera here. And let's go ahead and go into rendering because it seems like that might be a factor. And I gotta go find that setting here, just remembered where the setting was. I have to go to my camera and select my camera in the scene. Outliner is a great way to find the camera in the scene really quickly. And then I'm going to go down to where it says start and end, and I'm going to take this end and I'm going to adjust it. First, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I get my clipping there happening, and I'm going to take this and move it up to like 1,000. And there I can see my model pretty easily, and so I can zoom in on it, see what it looks like, etc. Okay, so depending on whether I'm inside my fish tank or on the outside of the fish tank, depends how I'm going to do my lighting, of course, for this. But again, doing those general settings is going to be kind of important. I'm going to play around with maybe even putting something inside here, like a little building or something that I can put a light in to add some more lighting in the scene inside. And you can play with that a different way. There is, if you want, where you can do Shift A, and depending on what additional add-ons you turn on, you can actually go to where it says lighting sets, And you can add a couple of different lighting templates. So there's a general light template and a tri-lighting template. If I see, add 3-point lighting to selected scene, active object needs an existing active object. And so I'm not sure why it wouldn't let me put that in there. Let's select that light, Shift A, and let's see if it'll let me do that. There we go, add tri-lighting. And so I added a lighting set, except for they're kind of small. I could actually select all of those and scale it out a little bit. I select the right buttons here. But I might actually want to on those. So it looks like these are, looks like that's a Hemi light. And let's see, yeah. And so with cycles, I think that those lights don't actually work the way that they're supposed to. So you might need to change the way that those work. The other two are points. But anyway, play around with it, see what you can do. The idea is to get roughly what you want it to look like. I like to do that before I add a lot of shaders to the scene, although sometimes I've done it both ways, so whatever works for you. But play around with your settings, maybe try some different situations out. You can even throw some backdrops in and figure out the way that you want your object to look. I know that for me, I want my lighting to be a little bit more balanced for this scene. So again, I'm going to play around with some different options and see what I can come up with. Okay, so in continuing to play with the lighting, I found that for spotlights to work, you need to increase both the size. So right now I have it set to 50 in my scene there, and also strength I have set to 300,000 at the moment. If I take the size here and I bring that down, I actually have to type in, let's say 1, and hit enter. I get a very strong focus light coming down towards the center. If I take that size and increase it to 10, a little bit more spread out, a little bit more focused. So like you could figure out if say you wanted a desk lamp sitting by your fish tank, how you'd want that to look. I also put a point light inside a little tower inside here, and this one is set to be quite huge. Let me actually go into here. I got the tower instead of the light. There we go. So I got the point light. And again, similar thing where the size is going to affect how large that point light is and how large it looks in the scene. Usually they're like 0.01 or something like that. If I do 0.5, it's a much smaller little orb of light there. You can move it further up in the tower so it's out of the way, but then it's going to affect your scene just a little bit less. I do have in here, I can see in my render preview that it's actually hitting the surface of my water, which actually is kind of nice. And it does kind of illuminate the side of the scene there as you want. If I wanted more ambient light in the scene, I'd want to go to my world icon here, make sure that you've enabled nodes, and you can change and adjust your scene background. If you want to change it in nodes, click on the world icon down below. You can change the color for that background scene so I can lighten everything up a little bit or to whatever degree that I want. And then taking care of the caustics is more of a thing for like in the render settings and playing around with. If you're doing a still image, you might actually let it render for quite a while and raise it up. This is only 32 samples. If I go into my render settings, I could change that to a much higher number. But again, something to play around with. Try to experiment, see what it does with different light settings. Light is an incredibly important aspect of creating renders and generating scenes, and so fiddling around with that a lot is not a bad idea in your scenes.